Hey guys, welcome back for another Pickups episode. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at all the stuff I got in the month of October. So let's start off with the Nintendo. This month I really wanted to beef up my Capcom collection, so I started off with a game I've actually never played before, and that's Willow. Willow is based on an 80s fantasy movie, and if you've never seen it before, it's directed by Ron Howard. An amazing movie. Definitely check it out. I can't recommend it enough. But this game is based on it, and it's kind of a top-down action game. Really fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I got this off eBay for maybe 25 bucks. And the next game is another Capcom classic, and that is Bionic Commando. I actually had this loose card, so I needed to get it complete in box, but Bionic Commando is a classic game for the NES. It's a platformer. Instead of jumping, you actually have a bionic arm that you can shoot to the platform above you, and your arm will grapple and pull you up. So really unique platforming in this game. It's actually pretty hard when I went back and played it, but a great game. They actually tried to reboot the series. The reboot was terrible, and they made a HD remake of this, and it's available on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network still, I believe, if you've never played it before. Alright, let's move on to the Game Boy. The next game I got was another Capcom game, and that was Gargoyle Quest. I just did a retrospective on the Gargoyle Quest series, so if you haven't seen that yet, definitely check it out. But this is a really great, it's a platformer kind of slash RPG. It has some RPG elements to it. But the main character from this game is actually an enemy in Ghosts and Goblins, and he got his own series. And this is actually the start of the series. The next game for the Gargoyle Quest series was on the NES and then the Super Nintendo. But a really good game here. Definitely check it out. Great platformer. Alright, and these next two games actually came from a reseller in a flea market. And I believe I got both of these for like $20, so it gave me a really good deal on them. But this first game is from the developer Treasure, who actually made Gunstar Heroes, and most recently they did Dragon's Crown. But this game is McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. And I actually learned about this game in one of Pete Door's, I want to say it was like a Hidden Gems video. But I started playing this game and I was pleasantly surprised. If you've ever played any of Treasure's games, they really have a unique visual style to them. And the gameplay is very solid, very fluid motions. The music is great. And I mean, you wouldn't think of this as being a great game if you just saw it on the shelf. But after playing it, like, I'm in complete agreement, Pete. This is a great game. So definitely something you should look out for. And that's McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. And the next game I got, that was part of the $20 deal, was Populace. And this is a great game, guys. It's a real-time strategy game, and you're basically a god in this game, and you're trying to increase your power to defeat another god. And just real-time strategy, definitely a classic real-time strategy game. And if you've never played it before, definitely check out Populace. Alright, and for the Sega Saturn this month, I feel like I did really well. I actually got 3 different genres of games, but I feel like they're all really quality. And the first one is The Legend of Oasis. And this is the sequel to Beyond Oasis, which I actually don't own yet. I need to get that. But I only played a little bit of it, but I really liked what I played so far. It has a really unique visual style to it. And it's an action RPG of sorts, but a really cool game from what I've played so far, so I'm really looking forward to diving back into this. Alright, and the next game is a game that I did not even know existed, and I'm a big fan of the franchise. And it's a fighting game for the Sega Saturn, and that is Golden Axe The Duel. Golden Axe is a very interesting fighting game, kind of in the style of a Street Fighter Alpha, because there's a lot of combos and super moves and stuff like that, but a really fun fighting game. From what I've played, I wasn't very good at it, so I definitely need to practice up on it. But there's a lot of characters from the first 2 Golden Axe games, and, you know, I love it for that fact, and in the background in some of the fights, you can actually see some of the creatures that you can ride in the first two Golden Axe games. So, you know, I love that. But just a really fun fighting game for the Sega Saturn. Alright, and the last game for the Saturn that I picked up was a Working Designs game that I was missing, and that is Sega Ages. Sega Ages is actually a compilation disc of several Sega arcade games, and on this one it has Afterburner 2, Space Harrier, and Outrun. But in typical Working Designs fashion, they have a beautiful art book. It has that foil look to it, and on the back. And I'll do a close-up so you can see this, but all the lettering is raised up. But Working Designs always goes above and beyond on their games. And I actually passed this up at a reseller shop. He had it out for like $20 or $30, and I had to pay a lot more than that on eBay for this one. And really hated I passed that up, but that was back before I knew about Working Designs, and now I collect a lot of their games. But glad to finally own that and have it in my collection. The next game I got is a shmup from the Sega CD, and that game is Robo Aleste. Robo Aleste is actually the spiritual successor to another great shmup from the Sega Genesis, and that game is Lucia. And Robo Aleste is almost the exact same style as Lucia. And if you love shmups, definitely check out this game. And one benefit from that it has over Lucia is it's not near as expensive. You can pick this up for $30, $35 on eBay. I want to say I might have gotten this one for like $25. So definitely not as expensive as Lucia is, so that has a great benefit to it. The next game I got was for the original Xbox, and this is a game that I've actually wanted for a long time. Never actually played it. Loved the first game in the series, and that is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And I've been after this game for a long time, and I've just been waiting for the price to be right. I finally got it for a good deal, so glad to finally mark this one off the list. Alright, and the last game I got for the month of October was Zelda Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. And finally, a reason to turn on my Wii U. I love this game when it was originally released on the GameCube. And I actually got the GameStop exclusive version with Ganondorf figure. I'll do a close-up if you haven't seen it yet. Alright guys, that's it for this pickups episode. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave a comment down below. Please remember to like the video, and guys, as always, we'll see you next time.